Okay, so this is part 3 of attaching a closure to the panel. That's much clearer. Alright, here we go. So this is part 3. So we've already done it with the snap right here, which I've just taken off for a reason. I'll show you why, but here it is. So we've already done that with the snap. So now I'm going to show you a different kind of closure. As you see, it's right here. The hook and eye. And I have to thank a long time student Peggy Brooks for making this suggestion. Had to think about it, and you know what? I kind of like it, and I want to share it with you. So we're going to use the same panel, same kind of panel here. So I'm going to start with the I guess this is the hook, and this is the eye. Yeah, does that make sense? I don't know. I've never worked with these before, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. Like, I will not mind. I will actually love you for it. All right, so I have just a panel of right angle weave here, just as a demo. Let me see. Yeah, this is just going to be a demo to kind of show how I stitch on the eye to the beadwork. So yeah, so I'm going to go in the middle. I want to attach this to the middle with wise, but I also want to kind of go down a little bit. I'm not going to attach this eye right here on the end, because when I connect the hook to it, there's a gap. There's a bit of a gap. So I don't want a gap. Kind of want the beadwork to hide everything. Well, as much as possible, let's put it that way. Alright, so these two beads here, right in the middle, right here, I'm going to be working with. This is bead 1, 2, here's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So beads 3 and 4 are the beads I'm going to use to attach the eye. So I'm going down out of that bead, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my needle and stitch through the loop like this. I'm going to call it loop 1, and back down through bead 3 that I initially exited. Might get twisted around, and that's okay. So I'm coming down out of bead 3. You know, let me get a little bit closer. I hate getting too close because sometimes it's like too close and it gets fuzzy. So I'll get a little closer. Alright, so I'm coming down out of bead 3. Take my needle and go through that loop. Again, I'm calling it loop 1. And then back down through bead 3. And I would reinforce that maybe a couple more times, like so. So it sits like this. Now I want to get over to bead 4. So I want to stitch through this bead to get to bead 4. Oops, poking at the wrong bead. Alright, and I'm going to go up through bead 4. And then stitch through the second loop right here. Loop 2. And then up through bead 4 and through loop 2, loop through through loop 2 and up through bead 4. Excuse me. Again. Alright. So again, reinforce that as many times as you're comfortable with. So that's the eye. Well, I almost want to call it the bottom part of the snap. My apologies, but that's the eye. I think. Yeah, so that's the eye. And don't worry, you're wondering, you know, with this beadwork in the way, is it enough space? Absolutely, because while it's attached securely, and it's not going to go anywhere. Once you pull your thread and tie it off, you know, pull and tie off your working thread, this isn't going anywhere. So make it nice and tight, reinforce, but this is attached perfectly. I'm going to take my hook here, and you see I've got plenty of room. Got plenty of room to do that, to attach it. So even with it reinforced, you can still stand it up. You can see you've got plenty of room to move it around. But it hides under the beadwork. It's got like a little bit, a little smudge right here peeking out. So that's the eye. Let's work on the hook. Okay, here's a hook. There's a hook right here. And here's our panel. So I want to attach the 2 loops right here to some beads. And so I'm going to work with these 2 beads right here. I want to call this bead 1, well, bead 2 and bead 1. Bead 2, bead 1. These 2 right here. This is the 8 on the edge, and this is a bicone. So these 2 beads right here in the center, that's what I want to work on. Bead 2, bead 1. Bead 2, bead 1. I'll take my needle and just stitch right through. I'm going to call that loop 2. And then go up through bead 2, through loop 2, up through bead 2, like so. And reinforce that as many times as the beads would allow, as many times as you would like. Now I want to weave through the right angle weave so I can get through bead 1, so I can work on loop 1. So weaving through right angle weave here, and coming down through bead 1. And then I want to stitch through that loop, loop 1, and down through bead 1, loop 1, and bead 1. Again, reinforce that as many times. Sorry about that. Reinforce that as many times as you'd like, as many times as the beads will allow. But these are 8s, so you got plenty of room. So there we go. Oops, got a little fuzzy there. Sorry about that. This camera doesn't autofocus. I apologize. So sometimes I have to check and make sure it's still in focus. So there we go. That's how you would do that. Hold on 1 second. The thread kind of got caught around just a little spot. I want to move it a little bit. There we go. And it's almost looking a little funny. There. So it's secure, right? It's stitched on, it's not going anywhere, it's not coming off. However, it's kind of flopping around, as you see. Flopping around a lot. So I want to stitch through the panel so I can get on this side. I want to exit this bicone right here. This is the bicone I want to exit. So I'm going to weave a little bit through the panel to get over there. And here it is. This is the bicone I want to exit, just the bicone, nothing else. And this is going to keep the hook from sliding around. I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to loop like so, like that. And then I'm going to stitch down through the bicone. Pull my thread, take my thread loop, and I'm going to show you on this side what exactly is happening. I'm going to take my thread and loop like this. You see how it's falling over the hook here, that part, not this part here, but this one. And then take my needle and again go through the bicone. Do that one more time. Take my thread and the loop right over, and then take my thread and right through the bicone, like so. When I weave through the right angle weave to find a good suitable spot to tie off, you can see that this clasp is not going anywhere and it's nice and secure, hidden behind the beadwork. Now let's connect, let's attach. You see both sides here, they're under the beadwork. And there we are. I know the beadworks are different colors, gold, silver, but I mean, this looks almost seamless. Looks perfect, especially with the eye being a little further back, just one unit back in a right angle weave. If it was attached right here, like closer to the edge, there would be a really big gap and you would actually see the eye. And oh, I kind of don't want that. That's the look you're going for, then awesome, but that's not what I'm going for. So easy to take on and off. I'll do that again. Nice and secure. And this is really comfortable. Even though there are bicones here, it's really comfortable to just push on. And because we reinforced, okay, so don't worry about these beads falling out. This is reinforced, but it's not, I didn't tie off any threads, so this was for a demo, so yeah, beads are gonna fall off. There we go, see? So this again, just a little patch for demo I keep around. It's on its last leg, poor thing. Anyway, yeah, this is really comfortable, so don't worry about, you know, pushing on this if it's gonna, you know, be problematic or anything. And again, you know, they're bicones, yes, but we have reinforced, and this is also really still very flexible, so this is not going to break the bicones or cause any damage or anything like that. So even with the snap here under the panel, same thing. It's secure, no damage. Don't worry about breaking the bicones. So there we are. That's how you would attach a snap or a hook and eye to this right angle weave panel with bicones in the middle. So I hope you like these videos. If you have any questions, let me know below. As a note, I normally put my video demos, well, the ones that come with my paid tutorials, those are always on YouTube because I can unlist them. But my free video demos, which I haven't done any in a little while, and I kind of want to do more, I will have them now available on Facebook. They're usually on YouTube. I will now have them available on YouTube and Facebook. So as soon as one comes out, you can be notified if you follow me on Facebook. So you have two places to watch my video demos. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I hope this helps. Feel free to use this in your designs or your projects, bracelets. I think this will make a really good end clasp for a necklace as well. This will look really nice on the back of a necklace, yeah. At the back of the neck, I think that would look awesome. Anyway, hope you enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video demo. Take care, happy beading, bye.